everybody, and good evening. It's Monday night, which means it's ladies' night. Woohoo! And I am Carrie, and I have the most beautiful and talented who with me?
I
That's your
don't know
cue.
who you're
That's your
describing.
cue.
We have a guest speaker today or something?
Shush up, you.
Ah,
The beautiful and talented Jerry is with us tonight.
and
Ah,
I'm a talented beauty. That's in the eye of the beholder.
exactly. So there you go. We're starting off very mature now, aren't we?
Why do we have to be mature?
That's true. Being
Can't we
mature is
pretend we're
highly
still in our
overrated.
20s?
What's that?
Can't we pretend we're still in our 20s? Come on.
Yeah. Listen, I still feel like, well, maybe not my 20s. I feel like I'm in my 30s. I'll stick with that. 30s were, well, yeah, they weren't the greatest. They were okay. Late
30s
30s.
were a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are roller coaster years.
Wow. I wonder if that's true for everybody. It's like, you're not like, when you're in your 20s, you're still young, you're still trying to find your way and figure shit out. And then in your 30s, and it's like, I'm supposed to have stuff figured out by now, and I'm supposed to have my shit together, and I don't. So I got to pretend I do. And then it's like, I think it goes from there.
I just went all over the place. We had health issues. Well, got married,
Mm-hmm.
moved states, then had health issues, and had baby issues, and had parenting issues, and more health issues. And so, yeah, I was all over the place
Jeez.
in my
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
I'll take my 40s were, well, they were roller coaster too. Am I ever going to reach the end of this damn roller coaster?
I think it depends on your daughter. Because
Yeah, I'm
she's
screwed.
coming up on the big years right now. So, yeah. Gotta wait for that.
I just hope she finds a good nursing home for me. I better start treating her good.
Yeah, right? Definitely. Keep thinking that way.
Mom, remember when you said I couldn't have chocolate? Ha ha, you can't have any now. You're going to this crappy nursing home.
Right? Yep. And I'm not bringing you any chocolate. Nope.
Yeah, that's my life. What I got to look forward to. Woohoo!
Well, at least you have something to look forward to.
Well, just think about it. You and Kevin can stay right where you are and be senile together.
That's true. Like he's young
See?
enough that well, I'm going to outlive
Oh,
him.
yeah, he's going to be the one.
Yeah, but I'm going to
taking care of
outlive
you.
him. My family, the Walters genes run deep and long. my my
Oh my
dad
God, deep and long. Okay, anyway.
my dad was actually, he died fairly young for the Walters. He was 84, I think, 83.
That's
83, I
young.
think.
You
That
don't want my family to be male.
Well, that's not long for my family. That was actually relatively early, only because I mean, he had been a smoker all his life, but he quit, and then he had fallen and had broken his hip, and when he went in for surgery, like it just something happened, like his heart gave out or whatever, and so it was sort of an untimely death. But my uncle, his brother, passed away at 99 and was in full control of his faculties until about the last like 4 months of his life. Like he was still living on his, well, own, like in one of those like cool retirement home places where it's like they all have their own apartments, or you can have like a little condo house kind of thing too. And then like if you get to a point where you can't handle stuff, like there's other people to help you, and then like there's all these activities and cool things to do. And then when it gets really too much, they do have like hospice care for you too. Like you can go into an actual, not just hospice care, but like actually like a nursing home. And he didn't have to move into the nursing home aspect of it until, like I said, his like last 4 months. So like, yeah, my grandmother, same thing. Their mom, she had a bad heart, but that she lived to like 80 something. My grandfather, 86, 87. So I'm gonna outlive Kevin, guaranteed.
You're gonna outlive me. No, I'm serious. Like the men in my family, I think my brothers and my
Whew,
cousins are like
sorry.
breaking the gene right now. But
Oh,
usually by like 51, 52, they're dead.
gotcha.
And then the women make it to like 65 to 75. So yeah, I don't stand a chance.
Oh, well, you can always break that whole routine there. You can be the one to stop it.
Maybe.
There you go.
We'll see.
Crazy's with us tonight. Crazy Kane. Hey man, how you doing? Just saw him in the chat, so that's awesome. Good to have you. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he was posting some great photos of lots of things like landscaping that they have done, and like friends going out for food and stuff like that. Just like, oh my gosh, and some of their picnics. Oh, like hello. If I was getting closer, I'd be inviting myself over. Speaking of picnics, 4th of July next weekend. You got any plans going on? Doing anything?
No. My life is boring. You know that.
Well, I was gonna have a small get together here, and that got canceled because it was with Philip and his boo, and his boo has to work on Monday, and he wanted to do it on Saturday instead. And I'm like, we have tickets for a like outdoor concert here in Holly, and on Saturday. So to make everything better, we're going there on Sunday instead. I'm still going to be bringing food. We don't trust Philip to cook.
Moving the party.
Yeah, right. So, crazy. I've been good. Made it through the school year. Friday was the last day of school, and I'm still sane, sort of, pretending anyhow. I'm good at pretending that. But just chillaxing and trying to stay out of this horrible humidity and heat. I don't know what it's like down there in Louisiana, though. Oof. I mean, it's bad enough here, but Jerry and I were just talking about this weather is god awful. So I know that humidity is bad down south. I can't even imagine.
My daughter just spent a week down in Florida.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Long story short, I'll just tell you she cried almost the whole week. But anyway, she was saying like Saturday it was really hot and humid here. I was like, oh, it's disgusting. She goes, it's still not Florida hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? She goes, it's still not Florida hot. She was like, the humidity was so miserable down there. She was like, it was horrible. I was like, I can imagine. But she did get to go to Clearwater to see the dolphins and the turtles.
Oh, that's cool.
And she did get to the Kennedy Space Center, so
Very
she was
cool.
happy about that. So, like, she had a good time, but there was a lot of drama.
Uh-oh.
And we're just going to leave it at that because
Gotcha.
I'm not going to air my ugly, dirty laundry out on a Monday night.
Understandable.
I would rather talk about going shopping in a nice air-conditioned adult toy store.
There you go. God, I couldn't tell you last time I was in an adult toy store.
I drove past one the other day, and I was with my girlfriend. She was driving, and I'm like, okay, you got to make a left. She goes, where? I said, in the store. She goes, no, we're not. She goes, I'm not making a left. I said, okay, then make the right into this one up here. Because they're literally one on the left and one on the right. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I'm like, are you that embarrassed to go into an adult store?
Please.
I'm like, they have seen, people who have worked in those stores have seen it all.
Yeah, right.
And when they haven't seen it all, they're looking for more.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're judging you. They will treat you fine. If you go to a reputable place, they're going to treat you great because they want you to buy stuff because the more you buy, the less they have to inventory.
Yeah, right.
And when you leave with the fist dildo, they can talk about you for weeks. But they don't know your name.
Yeah, and you won't know that they're talking about you, so who cares?
Right. So who cares? They can talk all they want. Maybe that version of me is having a great time.
There you go.
You know? Because it's like, I understand, some people aren't comfortable with that. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather go in, see it, maybe feel it.
Yeah.
And get a visual of it than to order it online, sight unseen.
Yeah, very different online.
Felt.
Yeah.
But I mean, plus, if I want something, I want it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of girl, I want immediate satisfaction. I don't want to have to wait 7 to 10 business days to get my vibrator.
There you go. I didn't want to wait was it July 7th? Right, that's pretty long. Yeah, that's 7 days, 7 to 10 days. I was not as exciting as getting a vibrator, but I was looking for almond milk.
Well, I mean, that's...
And I'm like, Amazon 2-day Prime shipping, it's a week. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Now I actually have to go
Amazon
out and
Prime
go to
shipping
fucking
sucks.
Walmart. Ugh.
Amazon Prime shipping sucks.
Oh, it's terrible now.
I've ordered from them so many times and I never have gotten 2-day shipment.
I only get it when I'm in the city. I get 2 day shipping, sometimes 1 day shipping. Like that's great. But like here, and like you don't have an excuse. You're down in the Stroudsburg area. Like that area is like really populated. There should be like distribution centers and like hitting you like right away in 2 days. Like, up here it's a little bit farther remote. Okay, I get it. But like you guys should definitely be getting 2 day shipping. That's bullshit.
I guess the things I'm ordering are further away. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. They just want to hold up my toys. I don't know.
Maybe they're going through extra processing. Maybe they're
They
like,
better not be testing them.
yeah, right. What the hell is this? Went through the X-ray machines. Like, what? Wait, what? That's
What
funny.
the heck is this woman into? Ropes, duct tape. Is she killing somebody?
Yeah, right. Oh,
No, bondage tape,
handcuffs.
it's all different. Bondage tape doesn't hurt when it comes off.
Yeah, that's you gotta have like painter's tape. That's better. Still gives the illusion of duct tape, but it's.
No, you get it's called bondage tape.
Oh, there's really
And
tape for this.
yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
there is bondage tape, and it looks like you can get it in all different colors, and it looks like duct tape, but it doesn't stick to the hairs and the skin as much. It sticks to itself.
I gotta get to an adult store at some point. I am definitely missing out on all this stuff. I should make that a homework assignment between now and the next time we have a show. I'm gonna make sure I get to one at some point and like check things out and be able to come back with a full report.
We'll have to go around the 23rd because I'll have to be treating
Oh
myself.
yeah, there you go. Well, there you go. We should definitely do that. If you're up for it or down for it or all around for it, I'm with you on that. We'll take you out for your birthday. Woo.
Yeah, I know. I keep mentioning it, but I keep trying to forget about it.
It's a big one, isn't it, this year?
Yes, it is.
Don't worry. The big
It
ones.
is 40 plus.
There you go. The worst experience I had was, I think I said this before, stop me if I have, 30. That was my worst. Like when I turned 30, like the day before I turned 30, I was like having a meltdown. Like, what is my life? Where am I going? This is where I'm at. What the, I don't know why. I had a complete and total meltdown. And every year since then has been fine. Even like the really, really big one, like, okay.
Well, 30 was my rough one.
Yeah, why? What is 30?
I totally blew, I couldn't stand it. I felt like so defeated because it was like, I'm 30 years old, I'm divorced. I was getting married a month later, but I still considered myself single.
Mm-hmm.
No kids, no house. My car was still on a loan. I was in a dead end job that was going nowhere.
Mm.
I was like, I'm overweight and this and that. Like everything just crumbled down on me on 30. And then 40 came. That was a great one. I had a blast. I celebrated all month long.
Wow, you go, girl.
Because on the 5th, I got a brand new car. And then on the 9th, we had our first experience here as a party in my house where we're living. My husband had scheduled a whole barbecue, bring your own side dish thing outside. Alcohol, jello shots, the whole 9 yards.
God, it's been a long time since I've done those.
He set it up. He ran for everything. I did nothing. My friends came from Jersey. We were all trashed.
That's awesome.
My one friend brought a birthday gift, and the birthday gift for me was Kahlua whipped cream.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh my God. And she brought a vodka whipped cream.
Oh.
Oh my God. If I could ever find those again, I would buy them in a heartbeat.
Wow. Were they alcoholic? Were they literally made with it? Wow.
Real alcohol. They were in like the Ready Whip container. So we were going around giving everybody whipped cream shots.
Wow.
So that was awesome. And that led to Drunk Twister.
Uh-oh. Did you keep your clothes on?
Yeah, it was on my front yard. Hello.
Well, you never know if you're that drunk. Hello.
I wasn't that Pennsyltuckian yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But that party was phenomenal. And then The next week was another party thrown for me that I didn't know about because I went to Jersey for my niece's birthday, and they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna give a cake for you too because it's a big 4-0." And I was like, "Okay."
That's cool. That's definitely
And
cool.
then my actual birthday came, and more people threw me. Well, I went that year. I went to Jersey for a luau that I go to every year,
That sounds like fun.
and they had cake for me there too
Well,
because it was
damn.
actually on my birthday. So they had me wear a pin, kiss me. It's my birthday. Lei that actually had 40s on it. It was really cool. And the
That's
funny
awesome.
thing is this year they're having it on the 24th, which is the day after my birthday.
Right.
And they're like, "You have to come." I'm like, "I can't." And they're like, "What do you mean you can't?" I said, "I already have like plans that day." I'm like, "I really can't." And they're like, "You have to come." I'm like, "I'm telling you, I can't."
Aw.
Damn. I'm like, "Yeah, damn, if I knew like a month ago." But I can't get out of what I've scheduled. So,
Oh, that
oh
stinks.
well.
Oops. I keep popping the microphone. We're a very, very professional organization here.
Playing with the microphone, people, it must look like a dildo.
Yeah, right? It's, well, oh, I wouldn't want this one. Oh, no. This one's way too wide and bump. Well, the bumps might be nice, but no, way too wide. No, I'll take a pass on that one. Oh man, I think we talked about this too. Going back to the whole. Well, you were saying that you had a lot of celebrations for 40, 30, 40. No, it was 40, right? Yeah,
40 was
yeah.
insane. Yeah.
So I Kevin and I like well when Kevin turned 30. Was throwing him a surprise party, and so I got that all planned and all that. But like to throw him off the scent, like we went, I went up spending so much money on 30 because not just his party, but then it was like, oh, I'm gonna, it's a special day, it's 30, like what should, like, well, we'll go out for dinner. Well, I want to go like, he picked like a really nice place. I'm like, oh God, there goes my wallet again. I'm like, yikes. And then it was something else too. Like I think I got him a gift. I can't remember. It was like it was like three things like for his birthday to make it really awesome, not including the surprise party, which I was like, geez. So, but yeah, it's
I
nice
have
to
never
celebrate.
had a successful birthday surprise.
I have not had one for myself. No.
Actually, I've never had a surprise party at all. Like even my showers, like
Hmm.
I had two for the first wedding and one for the second wedding, which I didn't want. But yeah, I wasn't surprised for any of them.
Hmm.
I'm like the first one, it was at an Italian restaurant. I'm like, they scheduled it on a Sunday during football season, and all of a sudden my fiance wants to take me out for lunch. I'm like,
Suspect.
never. I'm like, he never leaves the house on Sunday, football Sunday. Never. So I knew something was up.
Right.
And then the one at my mom's, the second one was held at my mom's house. She's like, "Why don't you and Larry come on up and play cards?" I'm like, "All right, you never invite Larry to come and play cards ever." So I'm like, something's up. And then I pull up and I see my mother-in-law to be's car in front of my house.
Gotcha.
I'm like, yeah, I know that car. It's bright red. Hello. And then the second one, they tried to surprise me for the second wedding. They tried by sending me shopping with my soon to be sister in law to pick out her veil and petticoat for her wedding, which was 2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we don't get along.
Oh God.
Why are you sending me out shopping with her? And then it was like, she kept getting a phone calls and kept getting text message, text message, text message. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, nothing. Vinny just keeps checking in with me. I'm like, yeah, evidently.
Okay.
Stall. I'm like, it was 1 week before my wedding. Hello. I'm like, no. And then she goes, let's just use your front door. I'm like, I never use
Oh,
my front door. Ever. Like,
come on, people. You could
never
have planned
use
that
the front
better.
door. I'm like, it was a beautiful day. Why didn't you set it up in the backyard? Never would have suspected that.
Right.
But it is what it is. They tried.
I had a surprise 16th birthday party, but it wasn't a surprise. I knew like my mom was planning it, and like I actually even helped her after a while. But I let people think it was a surprise even though it wasn't. And then I had it was a surprise like when I left teaching at Delaware Valley. Philip was throwing me a surprise party at the country club that we worked at, and I would not have figured it out except that I was working the one night, and one of the sous chefs was like, "Hey, what do you want for your party?" And I started laughing. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, because I have a party here, right?" And then he laughed, and then and I would have kept going, and he's like, "No, but seriously, what do you want for your party?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" That was it. So those are the only 2 surprise parties I ever had. I'm never surprised.
Sean tried to surprise me with a birthday party one year, but I was like, I knew already.
Hmm.
It's like but I'm a horrible person. Like, I'm hard to surprise
Yeah, me too.
because, like, even at Christmas, he used to
Yeah.
get so mad because he would wrap the gifts,
Hmm.
and he's like, I bet you can't guess what they are. Without even touching the packages, I would guess them before, like a week before.
I could do the same thing, and sometimes like Kevin will say like one little hint, and I'm like, "Don't tell me any hints, because all you have
Oh,
to do is
don't
give
give
me
me
one
hints.
thing, and I know it immediately."
Yeah, I'm like, hints are horrible with me.
Yeah.
Packaging, like, he even tried, like, once he bought me a pair of earrings, and he put them in a bigger box, like a
Hmm.
box in a box in a box in a box. I didn't even have to like, touch the box. And he goes, I bet you don't know what that big thing is. I said, I'll bet you're trying to trick me with that one. And it's probably jewelry and it's probably earrings because I've been asking for earrings.
Nope. There you go.
And he's like, nope. I'm like, yeah, it is. I can tell by your nope, but okay. It's
Yeah.
like I had to lie. It's like, I bet you can't guess. Oh, that's perfume. Yeah, he never buys me perfume.
Right.
And it's like, and I did that one year. I lied about every single one. He's like, oh crap, now I have to go out and buy those things.
Yeah.
I guess she wants them. I'm like, no, I didn't want them. I just was trying to throw you off.
Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so funny. Like as we've gotten older, like I don't even like, and this is probably terrible. I don't even, we don't wrap presents anymore, like at all. Like it's just like, like leave everything in like a box and just like close your eyes and pull one thing out at a time and put it in your hands, and that's how we roll.
Ah,
It's so much easier. Like I used to like wrapping presents, but then like I don't know, it just kind of wore off on me. I still have like a lot of wrapping paper. Like I have enough to last for the rest of my life. So only because I don't use it. So I don't have a lot. I have one of those little zip bags. You know how you can get like the long zipper bag that will hold like rolls of paper and
yeah,
like bows and stuff. Yeah, I have one of those. One. That's all I've got. I've never gone through it.
not in my house. I every year I buy
Well,
wrapping
I mean,
paper.
you've got a teenager or a kid at the time, but yeah, I mean, you can
Santa
still wrap.
Santa always leaves the leftover wrapping paper.
There you go.
He always leaves whatever was used that year. He leaves at the house.
Gotcha. Ah.
And me and Kathleen wrap for each other. But see, I you gotta realize I come from a big family,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a lot of nieces and nephews and friends and relatives and blah blah blah. So, and my brothers hated gift wrapping. So I used to make money on the holidays and birthdays when they had to wrap something for someone. I did it. I love wrapping. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am the type, I have to have my creases matching,
Oh, geez, no, not
and
me.
my ribbon and bow have to match, and it has to be curled, and like,
Mm,
oh yeah, like if I really wrap a gift, it could take me a while to do one.
gotcha.
But I can tell you, gift bags have become very friendly.
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing too. It's like, and then we go like when we go over to Phillips, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have these like gift bags that we had, and we recycle them. Like I bring him stuff in gift bags, and then like the following year he gives me back stuff in those gift bags, and I do the same with. It's just like we
Oh,
exchange gift bags.
Christmas, I just take all the gift bags, fold them up, stick them in the bigger one.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Birthday, I have the same deal. And then I have my generic bags. That could be anything.
Right.
So I have my Christmas, my birthday, generic. And it's
That's
like, okay, I
perfect.
gotta have a bag that's gonna fit something somewhere.
Yeah.
And I recycle the tissue paper too. Sorry, people.
Hey, listen, if it's
Why
not all
waste it?
crinkled and like messed up, why
Oh, I
not?
flatten it. I take it on my table, I flatten it and fold it nice and stick it
Jeez.
back in the bags.
I can't do that. I can't. Well, I don't even wrap anything anyhow. So I just,
I'm a sucker. What can I say?
No,
I
you're
grew up
you're
with a Hallmark side of things.
you're awesome. You like the Hallmark Channel too, right? You know, you watch the
I can't.
365 days of Christmas or something.
I used to love the Hallmark movies.
Hmm.
Loved them. I used to watch them all the time. Christmas, regular romance, the whole nine yards. Now I can't watch them without like 3 boxes of tissues. So I'm like, I don't need to be watching this crap.
Gotcha.
I'm like, I don't want to see the homeless family getting their house because Santa arranged it. I don't need to see the drama queen getting her happy ending with her perfect prince and living happily ever after, or fighting halfway through the movie, but at the end they're going to get married anyway.
Right.
I don't need all the happy endings. I want to see a Hallmark movie where the poor people don't get their home saved by Christmas. The kid does not get the bike he wants. The mom does not reconcile with the father. And someone gets divorced instead of married.
Well, that's not a Hallmark movie then.
Those are the movies I want to see. Those should be on Lifetime.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to have to write Lifetime and tell them these are what they need to come up with.
I think that's fair enough. Why not? Like, you should be able to do that.
Think about it though. It's like, okay, I watched this one movie a couple years ago, and the wife died, like was clinically listed dead, but she was still on a breathing thing.
Hmm.
They just didn't want to pull the plug. And they finally like decided, oh, we're gonna, pull the plug, and it's Christmas Eve, and it's so sad, and the kids are crying, I
Well,
want
that's a hell
mom.
of a time to pull the plug.
And they pull the plug Christmas Eve, and she wakes up because everyone started singing around her bed
Oh, good God.
her favorite Christmas song. And she freaking woke up and lived. I'm like, no, sorry, people. Does not happen that way.
Yeah, no. And also, who pulls the plug on Christmas Eve? Like, you're a horrible family. Like, I'd wake up and be like, bitch, fuck you, goodbye, I'm getting divorced. Think about it. That's terrible. Wow, that's really bad. The more I think about it, the more, horrible it is.
But that's Hallmark for you.
Oh, gosh.
It's like if they're gonna die on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And then
Right.
the angels or Santa or God or
Yeah.
some noisy motorcycle.
Uh,
Sorry about that.
hey, it happens.
They're going to come and save the day and bring this person back to life, or some
Uh,
little kid's going to ask Santa to save Daddy and bring bad Daddy back,
jeez.
even though he's dead. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he shows up in a ghost of somebody else.
Yeah, it's the ghost of Christmas past or something like that. Oh, and then yeah, you're right. Then he inhabits like the body of the other, some guy that just moved next door, right? The
Well,
single guy.
there was this one. It was a husband and wife and a daughter, and the son got killed in the army, and the dad was driving home, and he runs off a ditch. Doesn't die or a bad accident, just ends up in a ditch. Some soldier comes walking by, an ex-soldier comes walking by. Oh, I'll help you out of that. And of course, the dad tells him, "Come on home with me, and don't spend the holiday alone. You'll never catch a bus this time of night." And all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's the son reincarnated." And like he knew things that he shouldn't have known, and yada yada yada. And then they take him to the bus stop, I think the day after Christmas, and instead of him getting on the bus, he just disappears.
Gotcha.
Like he tells the dad, "Don't take me to the bus, just park here and I'll walk the rest of the way." And he just walks off into the sunset and disappears.
God.
It's like, really? Are
Uh,
you serious here?
like how I want to know how they find people to write this schmalls. You know, it gets like there's it's okay to have a couple of them like sprinkled in, like the really schmaltzy ones that are like, the tearjerker or the like oh, I feel so good kind of things, but like I don't think I could do like how do you do a 24-hour channel like that? Like is that what it is? Like because I've never watched it. Like Hallmark Channel is nothing but those movies, all the feel good stuff or
Well, there's Hallmark Movie Channel, and then there's regular Hallmark.
mm,
Regular Hallmark usually from a certain time, like they usually have their morning show, which I think goes from like 10 to something. I'm trying to think.
oh,
I
is it
haven't
like
had
one of those like
like Hallmark.
morning
That's
like
what it is.
talk show
Hallmark
things?
has like from midnight to like 8 a.m., they have like reruns of like half-hour shows like Mary Tyler Moore, that kind of thing.
Oh.
And then from 8 in the morning to like 11, they have Golden Girl reruns.
Okay.
And then from like 11 to 1, they have like their Good Morning America type show.
Gotcha.
And then after that, it goes all Christmas movies or whatever movies.
Okay. And that's the regular Hallmark channel. The Hallmark
That's the
movie
regular
channel
Hallmark.
is all straight movies.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then they have the Hallmark Mystery Movie channel.
Oh. How are they? Are they any
Watch that
different?
one.
They're just
I haven't
they're
watched
just
that one.
schmaltzy with mysteries.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what's that one? Murder She Wrote. It's like Murder
Oh,
She Wrote, only happier.
gotcha.
Like, oh, let's find the murderer, and oh, we'll fall in love while we're solving the murder.
We'll fall in love over Bones. Well, actually, it's kind of like the TV show Bones. I like. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, my mom loves that
Yeah,
show.
not schmaltzy at all, but like I know I have to admit I didn't finish watching the series. I was watching it like religiously. I loved the show. I even wrote some fan fiction stories about Booth and Brennan before they actually literally hooked up, and but then like along came Kevin, and I was out going out at nights when it was coming on, and I lost track of it. Damn it!
Shame on him.
I know, right? Jerk.
What friend with benefit, took away your show.
Yeah, exactly. That's because he wanted to be friends with Benefit every freaking night. Jeez.
Jesus. A friend with benefits is a booty call. Well, sort of.
Yes.
We've had this discussion.
Yes, we
He's
did.
closer to a friend.
I just didn't know. I mean, I thought that's what it was, but he was confusing me. So.
He was sending mixed signals.
Yes, definitely.
He was unsure.
Ah,
He was
it's
testing the water.
there. You go. It's funny. Like I haven't watched a lot of TV. Like I don't know. I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't have the attention span. I don't have the desire to sit in front of a TV and just be passively like I like to be doing stuff. That's why I can sit in front of a computer screen playing a video game for hours. So there's my vice. But I there are a couple of shows now that I really want to start watching. There's something I want to go back and rewatch. And I'm like, well, Kevin works weird hours. He starts at like 9:30, 10 a.m. and he works till like 7. So, and now I'm off, and when it's like really hot like this, I've been reading and doing some other stuff, but like, maybe I'll break up my day and I'll start watching, a little TV and like go back and rewatch all of, Archie Bunker. And my friend Chris was like, oh, you guys got to watch WKRP in Cincinnati again. He goes like, and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, yeah.
yeah, he's like, it's like watching it as an adult because that was on when we were kids, of course,
Yep.
he goes, it's so much better. And so, you got to watch it. I'm like, okay. So I have to go back
I've
and watch some of the
caught,
old ones.
I've caught some of the reruns of that, like
Mm-hmm.
as an adult, and I'll tell you what, it's so much funnier now because like you get some of the
Yeah.
jokes that as a kid you're like, that's funny,
Yeah, right. Why is mom laughing? I don't understand.
but mom and dad are crap. But now it's like, oh, that's a sexual pun. I get that
Yeah,
now.
right. I want to watch that. I want to watch. I loved as a kid. I loved Barney Miller. So I'm thinking I might like it
Oh
even
my
more as an
God.
adult. So I'm gonna have to watch that again.
My
um,
dad was addicted to Barney Miller.
oh,
He
we
would
watched that
watch
all
that
the time.
all the
Yep,
time.
yep. Barney Miller and Mash. That was my dad. Barney Miller, Mash, All in the Family, The Jeffersons. Those were like the
Yep.
staples right there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. And then
yeah.
we got a little older and we had the Cosby Show and
Yeah, my mom loved the Cosby Show. I never cared for that. I don't know why, but I loved like then older yet, and then you got like Roseanne and Home Improvement.
uh-huh.
Loved
Yep.
loved both of those.
Oh, me and my daughter binge watched Home Improvement.
Tim the
She
Toolman
loved it.
Taylor.
She loved it. And then we went right from that to the news show he had out that was very political. Last Man Standing.
Is that the one where he worked for like it looked like a Cabela's kind of place?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I caught
And
a
we
couple
went to
episodes
that.
of that, but yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, that's funny too." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, and Everybody Loves Raymond. Oh, I liked that show too. I never
Oh
watched that from the
man,
beginning. I have to go back and watch that from the beginning.
I don't have to because that used to be on
Oh yeah,
in
same
the
here.
morning.
But I just
No, it
wonder, like,
used. No, you gotta
what's the first
understand.
episode though?
My daughter had bus pickups,
Uh huh.
and I used to have to wait with her in the morning, and she was a TV person. So in the morning, we'd have to find something on. And I think it was her fourth grade and fifth grade, we found that Everybody Loved Raymond was on at the same time as her bus pickup, like right before it.
Mm-hmm.
But we watched 2 episodes before she went to school every day.
Gotcha.
And the first episode was actually like real. It's weird to watch the first season
Mm-hmm.
and then watch the rest because the layout of the house changed a little bit.
Oh, oops.
And it's like, and then the one season when the twins were, I think, like 2,
Mm-hmm.
Deborah was actually pregnant in real life. So they
Ah,
had her like hiding behind grocery
couches and yeah, yeah.
like behind a couch, or she always like the one she had the flu, so she was in bed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that was kind of funny, like when you know in real life, because you can see she's wearing a jumper, like
Yeah, yeah.
she's gaining some weight
Yep.
there. It's like okay, we got to hide that. Just
Hmm.
like Will and Grace,
Mm.
they had to hide Deborah Messinger's
Right.
pregnancy.
I have to go back to that one too. I only watched part. I never watched the whole thing, and only a little bit of it. But I did like. I love. I'm in love with Karen. I swear to
Oh,
God.
she's the best.
Yep.
Her and Jack are the reason for watching the whole show.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
They were the reason for watching the whole thing. They were hysterical, and I cried the final episode.
Aw. And
I
didn't but
cried.
they rebooted, didn't they? Didn't they have like another like? Didn't they come back
They
like?
didn't. It was
Yeah.
stupid.
Some shows
It
need to
was
stop.
stupid.
I loved Friends. I know they just did the reunion special. But I didn't have HBO, so one of these days I have to figure out how to find that and watch that.
Yeah, I didn't have HBO either. I wanted to
Yeah.
see that, but I saw clips of it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to see it.
Oh.
Like,
I
I
loved
don't
that
know.
show.
I don't know if they could actually do a reboot of Friends like they were talking about, because
Mm.
think about it, his son would be in his 20s,
Yeah, that would be weird.
and then Monica's babies and Rachel's baby, they would all be like in their teens now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It
it's
would
like
have to be like in the suburbs, like, and that'd be very weird.
it would be really weird. Like it would have to be like wait another 10 years
Yeah.
and have it like their kids doing the spin-off, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, right.
That's the only way I could see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think it would work as a full reunion, like, a whole another,
A whole nother show.
I
Like the
think,
only way they could do like a reunion show, like I think what
right,
they
like they
did
did,
there,
yeah.
that was just like everybody get together and talk. But if they
Oh.
want to do like an episode,
Oh, I thought this was like an episode.
not from what I saw, it looked like it was just a
I thought they did an
reunion.
episode and then it was like a reunion
Oh, then
thing.
maybe.
I don't know. I don't ask. Maybe I really don't know. I could be spouting off crap right now.
I think the only way that they could really do like a Friends reunion would be like, say, Ross's kid was getting married.
Oh yeah, and then they all come for the wedding. Yeah.
They all come for the wedding and they meet up, and it's like the
Yeah.
kids are grown, and
Yeah. That would make
that's
sense.
that's the only way I ever saw it happening.
Yeah. The only show that I saw that got rebooted that actually worked, I think, was Roseanne. Like I loved Roseanne,
Yes.
and then, and then it became The Connors. Like I still love the show. I mean, I know political stuff and she, had to be, removed, but I mean, even taking Roseanne out of it, I thought it was going to be the end of the show. No, like I still love the show. I think it's still great. I love Jackie. Like, come on, she's part of, like, she holds a lot of it together. And I've always loved John Goodman as Dan. So, I mean, I think it still works really well. And it's great that they have all the originals back. Like the original Becky, the original
Yeah.
Darlene, like everybody. It's so funny. And DJ. And like, I really still like the show a lot. So that one worked.
The only thing I didn't like about the Connors after Roseanne
Mm
was if you watched the last season of Roseanne
hmm. Mm hmm.
and you watched the last episode, Dan was dead.
Right.
And Becky was actually married to Darlene's husband, and David, and Darlene was married to Mark.
Yeah, but that was like all a dream, right? It was like they pulled a
No,
Dallas.
the final episode was
No.
not a dream.
No, it was a
It
dream
reality.
it was a dream because the first episode of The Connors, Dan wakes up out of a nightmare and like, oh my God, like, and like he actually dreamt it.
Yeah,
That's how they answered it.
That's how they started the Connors. But if you go back and watch the last episode of
Right.
Roseanne
I mean, I know, but like, I'm just saying like that, that because I know the whole last season of Roseanne got really
with
weird.
the millionaire money,
But it what? But yeah, but then they that it did. There was an episode or a scene where like like they kind of like it was Roseanne talking about like it wasn't like that. None of that really
right?
happened.
That's the last episode.
Right.
The last
Right.
episode explained, and it went back to the day of Darlene's wedding
Right. Right.
where he died. He
Right.
didn't survive. And that's where they show Darlene is with Mark and Becky's with
Right.
David.
Right.
But that they had it the other way because of some reason. I forget what she said. But yeah, it was all different.
Yeah.
And it was like really weird.
Well, you had to fix that. That's why they started the
Yeah.
first episode of like, no, it was just a dream because there's Dan.
So then it's like with Connors, they changed it where he was waking up from a dream
Yeah.
and she was gone.
Right. Well,
I
no,
never,
no, she wasn't gone then. She was in the first couple episodes.
was she?
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't,
she didn't get ripped from the show until it was like a couple episodes, and then she died. She had a heart attack or something like that. Like it was like
oh,
2 or 3
okay.
episodes in. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see the first couple episodes of Connors because Sean didn't like he was like, I'm not watching that.
yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess I'm not watching that. So I'm gonna have to go see if I can go back and find the original
Yes. If you
series.
have what's it on Hulu maybe? I have Hulu and Netflix. I think it's on Hulu. You can actually
I have
watch the
Hulu and
Connors.
Netflix.
So you can actually watch the Connors from the beginning on Hulu. I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, it's. I really like it. I think it's well worth it.
I like
It's
it too
gritty
from
like
what
the
I've seen,
original
but-
Roseanne, and that's what I really appreciate, the grittiness.
Well, that's what I didn't like Roseanne when they won the money because they changed
Yeah.
the
No.
house.
Yeah, and everything got stupid.
Yeah, and Dan cheated and all
Yeah.
this. I was like, I don't like this. And so the last season was stupid for me.
Yeah.
But then when Connors came on, I was like looking at the previews and it was the old kitchen. It was the old.
Yeah.
All right, let's see this. And now they're still fighting money problems and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, real
Yeah.
American people.
Yep. Yep. The grittiness. That's again what I really appreciate. Yeah.
That's what my mom liked about the show, that it was like so middle class.
Yeah. Exactly.
It
Because
was
there
like,
were.
this is your typical family,
Right.
not Huxtables.
But this was like the middle class, like working middle class. That's the difference
Yeah.
because the Cosby Show was supposedly working class, but it was upper working class, and then
yeah,
you
well,
had
once
like
you're a lawyer, that's
right,
really
and
a plus.
everybody loves Raymond. Same thing, right? I mean, he's a sports writer, and like like it's still upper middle class, but this was like real working class middle America, and that's really I think what really kind of like attracted people to it. I just
Like, wow, they got their lights turned off on national television.
yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
we don't touch that on most shows. It's like,
Right.
and if it is, it's like you forgot to pay the bills. Like they did have that on Everybody
Right.
Loves Raymond when he wanted to control the checkbook.
Right. Yeah, of
And they
course.
screwed that up big time.
You fucked this up.
Like, well, it said that our balance was this much, so that's what I paid. No, you don't do that.
Oh, you know what show that now going to the opposite end of the spectrum, like completely like bougie, like upper class, like no way, like, but I loved The Nanny. Like,
Oh my god, yes.
Mr. Sheffield. Oh my god. It's just like- and with like her parents, like like they were so like like so. I mean,
Jewish mom and dad.
right?
It
So
was a stereotypical.
not just Jewish, but Queens Jewish. Like they were definitely from Queens, and it's just it's and her coming into his house and like I loved that show. That God, that made me a hopeless romantic too because I was like, oh come on, they got to get together. Oh come on. And
Yeah, you always knew it was going to happen. You just didn't know when.
yeah, right. Not until the very end because you can't. As soon as the sexual tension's gone, the show's over.
Well, it was like once they got married, it wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then
But that was like the last
grew up.
season, right?
But no, it was like the next to the last season they got married. The last season is when she got pregnant.
God,
They had
yeah.
a hard time getting pregnant, and they were going through fertility problems.
Ugh.
And all of a sudden, they went on a vacation, and she wasn't feeling good. And the lodge, it was a ski lodge. Man, I know way too much about this show. But they were at a ski lodge, supposedly to have lunch with the president and Mrs. President, the Clintons. And she wasn't feeling good, so they had the lodge doctor come and check on her. Turned out she was pregnant, so she had to find a way to tell him, but she
Right.
didn't want to tell him there.
Did she
And
just
then
like blurt it out in front of the Clintons or something?
no, she actually kept it quiet through the whole thing. And then um the night they had gone home, and she was in like this nice negligee and everything, and had a nice dinner set in their bedroom, which looked more like a hotel room to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But and it had like all the baby carrots and the baby this and the baby that.
Oh.
And he was like, he didn't want anything to do with it. He was like, I'm tired. And
Right.
it was like, shot, done. And then she told him, and he was like, really? It was
Yeah.
like, it was pretty cool that season.
Oh.
She was pregnant. It was funny seeing her in those tight dresses with this belly
Oh yeah,
sticking out.
right? Yeah. You know,
But
she
then,
she did a show after that,
yeah,
Happily Divorced.
yep,
And like that whole story was like really her real story, Fran Drescher's actual story. Like,
yep.
yeah, that was, and I was like, that's my story too. It's like, oh my God, this is my fucking life. It was,
If only you had her money.
yeah, right. And then
You
she
can
did
have
another
her money.
show,
I
but
want her shoes.
I want her body. Okay, you can keep the money, you can keep the shoes. I just want her body.
You can have her body. I want her shoes.
Shoes.
She had one hell of a shoe collection. If you ever watch that
Oh
show,
my
babe,
God,
shoes, man.
different pair of
I want
shoes
those
every like
shoes.
10 minutes. Like, come on.
And they were all high heels.
Yep, of course. Oh,
I
but
want
that
her
was a good
shoes.
show, yeah. And then she was in another show where she was like living with this like much younger man, and the guy who is her son, he looks like Scott Baio, but he's not. He's the guy that played in Superstore. I swear to God, he looks like Scott Baio. I can't think of his name. Did you ever watch Superstore?
A few times, not a lot.
That's, you have to give it a chance to catch on, and then it's really good. But I can't. His name was Jonah in Superstore. I swear he looks like Scott Baio, but that was her son, and like yeah, that didn't last very long. I don't think so. Yeah. The 80s and 70s, 80s, and the 90s were pretty good for TV shows.
The 70s, I think, was interesting because it touched on tough topics
Yeah.
like Archie Bunker.
Oh
It would
yeah.
never survive these days. But it dealt with how, like, the black and the white, like, dealt with each other back then. Like, there was
It's the
an
same.
acceptance. It was like there was acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
but it showed the younger crowd accepted, the older crowd was kind of still racist.
Right.
Simple. Archie was a racist. There
Yep.
ain't no two ways about it.
But he was
But look at the Jeffersons. He was just as
oh yeah,
racist. You're
absolutely.
right.
Honky.
Yeah, you honky.
But it was a great, and I said this the other night, like, you know, we started watched maybe 2 episodes of it. Like I got the series and I started from the beginning, and my God, like that show is still scarily relevant to today. Like the episode I'm thinking of, you know, I think it was the first episode, and they were Micah and Gloria were giving like a little brunch for Edith and Archie. It was their, I forget which anniversary, 25th anniversary or something like that, and you know, like they're talking about, like, you know, Mike's the college student, all activist, and like, you know, civil rights and all that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. And then and then Lionel comes over, you know, Lionel Jefferson, and you know, and he's talking, you know, to Michael, and it's like, you know, oh, but you know, Archie still looks at him like, you know, oh yeah, I'm gonna be an engine, you know, and like the whole like play back and forth, and Archie comes in and like, you know, he's is typical, but like it's so still relevant to
Oh
what's
yeah.
going on today, which I think is kind of sad that we have not changed from the 70s in this respect, right? It's like, okay. But at the same time, you know, and I'm glad that people, you know, like somebody like some of the younger, you know, like, you know, 20 something and under probably don't understand this at all. But I think other people who didn't live through the Archie Bunker years, even though we were little kids, I mean, still, I think it's important that people realize that it's not like, you know, yes, he's a racist, but you know, that's not, you know, there's so much more to the story, and that, and Carol O'Connor was an amazing actor, and like he was like the opposite of being, you know, racist, and like, but like bringing to life this character that wasn't, you didn't hate him because he was just so like some of the things he said were just like, it was so like stupid, but like funny. And like, so it was, but you could still see, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like, evil,
It
horrible.
wasn't an evil racism. It was
Right.
an ignorant
Yes, that's
racism.
perfect. Yes, that's it.
And
Yeah.
the way he delivered the lines, you
Yeah.
could not help but laugh.
Yeah. No,
I
God, I
don't care
loved
who
him.
you
And his
are.
expressions.
I don't care if you're white, black, gay,
Yeah.
straight. You
Yeah.
watch Archie Bunker, you are going to laugh
Yep.
because he's so ignorant
Yes. And they approach so many topics, like not only just racism, but like also like
and homosexual.
oh my God, like
One of Meathead's friends was homosexual, and I remember the scene where he kissed Archie Bunker,
yep.
and I thought Archie was going to drop of a heart attack right there because his eyes did that thing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can't explain the
No, you
facial
just have to see
expression,
his
but
yeah, like what? Yeah.
he was caught totally off guard, and the friend just kissed him. And I'll never forget that because my dad was even like, "I decked the son of a."
Well, so did Sammy Davis Jr. Like what? Because
Yes,
like Archie was like he took him in his cab or something like that, and he was like all impressed, like he was like it's Sammy Davis Jr. And then he gave him a kiss too, and Archie was like what?
yep.
Not a kiss, but I mean just like hey
Oh
man,
yeah, one of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was this one episode, and I will never forget this, even though I only ever saw it once, and I was like a little kid. That Edith had this friend, and he was a transvestite, and she like came to the house, and Archie, of course, with all of his like, oh my God, that kind of thing. And then he was actually murdered. He was killed, like in the show, like later, like I don't know if he was robbed or somebody like spewed. I think it was something to do like a hate crime kind of thing. And Edith was just destroyed, and it was just like such a poignant episode. Like, oh my God, like Beverly, that was her name. I can't believe that just came to me. Like that's the impact that this show had on my life. Like I can remember the name of a character who made it like on 1 or 2 episodes in the 70s, and I still remember that episode. I mean, it was just they really dealt with things that were really way ahead of it should not have been ahead of their time, but were. And then like the Jefferson spinoff, that was great too, because
Yeah.
now you've got this like successful black family, and like it's, and I just think of like the High Rise, and I just think of like Mr.
Moving on
Bentley,
up.
and
And the white door man.
yep, always looking for his palm to be greased, and
Yep, yep.
yeah,
And what was cool was that it was like the opposite racism
yeah,
because it was like he was so anti-white.
yep,
He
yep,
did not like honkies,
nope.
and his neighbors have to be a
Right. Well,
white,
but
black woman.
but not just his neighbors. They become his in-laws because
Yes, yes.
Jenny married Lionel.
Married.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that
But
was
it's
something.
like that was like another
Yeah,
click,
yeah,
and it's like the topics they covered then are still, like you said, so relevant
yeah,
now,
yeah,
but they're done in such a way that it's comedic.
yeah,
Because if you had shows like that now, they would be considered hate crimes,
yeah.
like hate shows.
It,
Somebody would be protesting them.
you would need people to speak. Well, like they did like a live version, I think, like a reboot live version, just like one episode, like a special, I think, for All in the Family, and they had I don't remember everybody who played like they I don't remember who played the roles, because obviously all of them except for I think Mike and Gloria have passed away at this point. Oh, I think no, I think she's gone too. So anyhow, but they did like a live in front of a studio audience, kind of like just a 1 episode reboot, and I think that like the actors who played like George Jefferson and Archie and like that they had this like discussion, like it was like a this is still relevant today, and it's just like you have to understand like this is the and so there was like a little talk about it before, so like it was like nobody like freaked out, like that's the bottom line. But this is sad that you have to like explain everything so that nobody freaks out, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can't just do that kind of thing now because everyone is so sensitive.
Yeah, and I think that's what we've lost, like because you could laugh at Archie being stupid. Like you said, he's racist because he's ignorant. Like he doesn't, it's just purely whatever. And you can laugh at George, like calling him a honky, and like and everyone laughed, even though it was a serious topic, and it was giving you food for thought, and you didn't even realize it, right? And now it's just like, I don't know. It's tiring. It's really tiring to like deal with everyone today, and and I said this to my friends on Saturday. It's like the problem is you know to whatever side you consider yourself on, everyone is ultra. It's either you're ultra right wing or ultra left wing. Like there's no middle anymore. Like there's like people think there's no middle anyhow. Like like they're like, oh, all these crazy right wing conservatives or all these insane left wing liberals or whatever. And it's just like, there's more, right? There's a spot in the middle, and we have to stop. And now I'm starting to sound like Dan. The media really has to stop. Like the media focuses on the crazies on each end. Stop giving them a platform. Stop letting them like spew their shit, and focus on the ones that are more in the middle of the road kind of thing. And both parties have that. So I think that's part of the problem, with America right now. We can't laugh at, stuff anymore, and we take everything way too seriously, and everything is black or white. There's no, there's nothing in between. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like people have forgotten humanity
Yeah. Yeah.
and lightheartedness.
And
And
kindness.
yeah, it's like you have to, like, it seems like nowadays, if you don't stand for something or identify as something, you're nothing.
Yeah.
It's like I see it a lot with like Kathleen and her friends in that age group,
Mm-hmm.
with being around them. It's really hard to identify with them because they all identify now,
Right.
if that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like you have to pick what kind of sexual orientation you are.
Yeah.
You have to pick what school you want to be in. You have to pick what group you want to hang with. Do you want to be with the art group? Do you want to be with the jocks? Do you want to, like, you have to click in. You have to identify. You have to show yourself.
Right.
And I'm like, I remember being in high school, I hung out with the cool kids, I hung out with the jocks, I hung
Mm-hmm.
out with the band kids. I just I became friends with like everybody. I didn't
Right.
care who you were, what you were. It's like I had gay friends, I had straight friends, I had confused friends. I did. It was just I just enjoyed living in the moment. I didn't want to be a thing.
Right.
And I've tried to explain that to like some of the younger kids, and like with my daughter, it's like, if someone's gay, if they are bisexual, transsexual, pansexual, whatever the 167 different colors of the flag are now, it's like they feel like they have to wear that rainbow to prove there's something.
Right.
And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like,
No.
why advertise it? Just
Yeah.
be you.
Be you.
Let
Period.
someone know you, and then you can explain to them, yes, this is what I am.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
really weird.
it's like everyone has to stand, like, there's so many black people I know that now it's like they have to stand on that black side, that
Right.
they have to do that. They have to prove that they're better than the white or the green or the purple, and again, why? No one should want to be any better. No race should be better than any other race. No
Mm.
sexuality should be any better than any other sexuality. We are all human people.
Yeah.
We all need to just be ourselves, love each other, love ourselves, be kind. If someone's walking behind you and you're coming out of the store, hold the door for an extra two
Yeah.
seconds and let the
Yeah.
person behind you come out. Don't slam it in their face like happened to me at a store today.
That's so fucking rude.
It's like there's someone behind you. You know when someone's
Yeah.
behind you. And I have a habit of looking behind me when I'm holding a
Yep.
door because I
Same
don't
here.
want to do that.
Yep.
It's the little polite things you do. And now it's great walking around places without a mask. You can smile again.
Yeah.
It's like being around people, you can smile and they see the smile now.
Yeah. And it makes a
They're like, the
difference.
little, I don't know about you. Like, I see little kids. You're not really a kid person, and I understand that. So I'm not saying anything bad about that. But like with me, I've always been around kids. So when I see a little kid, I like to smile and give them a little wave.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting in a shopping cart, bored out of their mind, playing on their mom's phone. And they look up and they look like that. You smile and wave at a little kid. It's like, ooh, an adult paid attention to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I missed that. I missed smiling at the old man when I was holding the door for him.
Yeah.
I missed smiling when I helped the lady put her bags in her cart.
Yeah. Or even just the cashier, like doing your groceries, who's like, feeling like probably like overwhelmed and like, and I always
And
like,
they're still wearing their masks and they're
yeah,
still miserable.
yeah,
So at least I can smile and say, hey, have a
yeah,
nice day.
yeah, same here.
Or say thank you with a smile. But behind a mask, you don't know. They could be sticking their tongue out saying thank you.
Yeah, right. They can be
But
mouthing, fuck you, bitch. No,
yeah, fuck yeah.
uh,
No, but
no,
just
just
be
be,
nice,
yeah,
people. Be
that's all.
humans.
Yeah, be
Just
nice.
be humans. Don't be a label.
There's
Stop
there's
the
the new
labels.
there's the new that's what Jill Biden should be. You know how Melania had her Be Best campaign? It should just be nice. There you go. Just be nice. Oh, well,
Be
that seems
humans.
what?
Be humans.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah. It seems that this would probably be a great time to wrap up because it's on a positive note.
Exactly.
Too many times, sometimes we wind up in negative. We want to be positive here. Yeah. But yeah, so just as a reminder to anyone who may be tuning in to us on the regular, we will be off for the next 2 weeks. Fourth, and I will be away, but we will be back with a vengeance after that, and look forward to chatting things up again. And with that said, I hope everyone has a great 4th of July weekend. Celebrate if you want to. If you hate this country, whatever, do you. Just be nice. There we go.
Just be nice. And if you
Oh,
do drink, be careful driving, people.
oh
We
yeah.
don't need any accidents. We don't want to
Yes.
lose anyone.
Yes. Yes. And the fireworks situation, if
Don't blow your fingers off.
yes, please don't be stupid.
The
And like
paramedics don't want to work that day.
right. And if you see somebody's dog out loose, maybe don't shoot the fireworks off until the dog is back because, don't send the dog running and like that's sad. So,
Yeah.
although
No
my dog's
sadness.
okay. All right. Well, thanks all. And Jerry, you want to have the last word tonight?
Remember, be nice, tip your waiters, and spay and neuter your pets.
Thank you, Bob Barker.
You're welcome.
Ooh, another reference that probably people won't know. All right. Thanks all. Have a great night.